The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Somebody need to do a song for L.A. Straight up. Just go out to L.A. The new anthem. California Love Part 2. One time. To live and die in L.A. West side, west side, west side. To live and die in L.A. where everybody try to fatten their pocket. So many hustle for the cash, so it's hard to knock it. Everybody got their own thing, currency chasing. Worldwide through the hard times, worrying faces. Shed tears as we bury brothers close to heart. What was a friend, now a ghost in the dark. Hard part about it, brother got smoked by a feet.
Well, hello. God bless you, community family, and welcome to Gang Talk with Sister Herron. If you know me, you know we've been doing this a long time, and we're so blessed to have had this opportunity to share this important conversation with our community family, trying to get in touch, trying to recover, trying to bring some goodness that we as a people deserve. And so that's our purpose, is trying to find the good side that we belong on. And God bless you if you've been following us, and God bless you if you've been paying attention. So once again, welcome to this hour where we talk about gangs and the for real side. So as you know, and I have a little housekeeping to do. I just want to thank the guests that have come before, because you know, it takes a lot of courage to come and sit in here and talk to you about their truth, especially what their life experiences have been, and darkness that has brought them through to where they've been able to come and share their stories with us. So we just appreciate the courage that is taking all of our guests to come and share their stories with you. So once again, God bless you. Welcome, very specific hour, and we're just going to jump in like we usually do and welcome our next special guest. And if you would take that moment, introduce yourself, and as we always offer, you're allowed to tell us any part of your journey that started you off maybe in the darkness, but certainly what brought you out into the light.
Okay.
So, would you go ahead and do that?
Hello, everyone. My name is Eddie Williams. I'm out of the Nickerson. They call me Smurf. I've met Sister. I wouldn't say a coincidence. It was meant to happen.
Yes.
And we met at a fellow friend of ours event, and we've been chopping it up ever since. I've been telling her all I know is jokes and keeping her laughing and everything. And I did that because I hope I made her day, started her day off on a good foot.
You did. Let me tell you, we were at the Loving Hands breakfast and fundraiser, and Kathy Wooten is the director of that organization because she herself has buried two of her sons, and the sad reality of her babies is they were just at the beginning of the formation of the Watts Gang Task Force when her first son was killed, and actually had a peace trying to create a peace dialogue at the location where he was actually murdered. And then 45 days later, and I don't want to be wrong about that time frame, her second son was murdered. So that's who Kathy Wooten is. She's a mother of two murdered sons, that the kind of violence that has us here doing Gang Talk. Yes. So, Eddie, I'm so glad you joined us.
Thank you.
I'm so glad I met you there.
Thank you. Same here.
You know what? See, because that was a spiritual connection.
Yes.
It was a spiritual connection, just unplanned. We just kind of, our like spirits found each other, and we shared that event, whispering in the back of the room. So, it was a good moment.
For me especially, I mean, it's hard to meet people that you can just talk to and just open up to. And I don't mean it in a joking way or anything like that. It was like, I don't know. I can't explain it because all I say, I know to offer her a chair, offer her a spot. She turned down both times, but she would say, I will stand right here with you.
Yes. Well, you know what? The hardness that folks don't really understand it's a lot of pain at those events,
Yes,
for the families that have had their children murdered.
Yes.
There's a cruelty and a harsh reminder when they gather, and there's a lot of sorrow in there. But the good news is that they have the opportunity to fellowship and not feel isolated or alone. So that's the good and bad of doing things like that. But you were the light in the pain, and especially being, we have buried so many of our sons.
Yes, you see, we have.
Yeah, and so that's why I was moved. Your spirit just moved me to ask you to come join us before we close the door on this journey. Folks have been being my phone all day, and I apologize for that.
It's okay.
Everybody should know Thursdays at 6 o'clock, Sister's doing something.
But it's kind of hard to do that to a special person.
Well,
I mean, you can't. It's hard to shy away. No matter how many times you shoot them down, you're a special person. They're going to blow you up.
Oh, not Thursdays at 6. Okay, they can call me at 7, 8. Even 9.
Okay.
I had a phone call from a dear friend the other night that called me at 9, and we talked till 11:30.
Oh, wow.
It's like, I'm so hyper right now. I want to go mop the kitchen, and really.
Well, we go further this journey right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you get back to your kitchen.
Yes. Well, the good thing was that it was an energized conversation with one of our men, and that's what touched my spirit in you.
Thank you.
The energy and the smile on your face.
Thank you.
And what I want you to do, because I promised myself I was going to ask you, I want you to look in that camera and give us your best smile. Smile like you're smiling at your mom, like you're saying thank you for the turkey.
The smile will be way up here.
Yeah, that's
mom,
okay.
So I'm going to give y'all my best Maggie Johnson smile.
Okay. See, I wanted to show that off because it's something I don't see enough anymore. Yes. And it's hurtful.
Yes.
It's hurtful because our men shine. Yeah. You shine, and when you smile, you light up the whole room.
Don't nobody fear you. And what I learned is that I have a look that's a natural look. If I don't smile, everybody think I'm mad at the world. Which all you have to do is walk up to me and say, "What's up?"
Yeah,
I can hold a conversation and talk your ear off. So I do a lot of that, and people not throwing it up in my face, but bringing it up. That you look like you're a mean person. Are you mean? No, I'm not a mean person. I will give you the shirt off my back. I'll walk in the cold. I'll walk in the dark alley with you.
That's the spirit
and I will hold
of
your hand. And it's very few of us out here, which I know is more, that can walk down the street with a smile and greet people at the same time without somebody being threatened by just a look alone. And most of the trouble that happen is off a look. I can walk down the street and smile. We don't like each other as a people no more.
Yeah.
Because if I'm walking down the street smiling, it's virtually impossible that I might either come to threat. It's impossible for me to be coming to threaten you or make you feel intimidated or anything if I'm walking down the street smiling.
Right.
It's not saying that I'm smiling, I'm from this gang.
Oh.
So you shouldn't ask me where I'm from. If you're going to say anything to me, greet me with "What's up, brother?" or "How you doing?"
How you doing? That's
you
all
will
we
get
have
that
to say.
same respect back. And furthermore, you won't even get no gang talk or conversation from that person unless you ask for it. If you're talking about cars, y'all talk about cars all day. If you talk about sports, you'll talk about sports all day. All day. But then certain people, you walk up, man, why you got that color on? Wait a minute. I have to stop and check my ID first to see if I'm still a little kid because last I remember I bought my own clothes. So, to ask me why I got the color on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What I'm going to feel safe in.
I'm sorry to hear that that's still going on.
Oh,
I mean,
my
it's
God.
so ludicrous, but it seems to be it's coming from the youngsters, not really the mature men.
None whatsoever.
The adult guys are not handling business like that anymore.
None.
It's these youngsters that think it's their job to be wild, to just take it to the limit and test everybody. And the shame is that those youngsters that test you like that end up with the short term.
And what's the sad part about it, and this I always say this to people, the sad part about it is you can know that kid. You can raise that kid. You done rock this kid in your arms. And you get to 13, 14 years old, and all the disrespect there. But then when you check them and you like, man, look, it's a better way. You know me. I've raised you basically outside of your mother and your father. I know them. I raised them.
Right.
And then the mother or the father come up, and they, knowing you, I figure they would say to their son or their daughter, wait a minute. For this guy to say something to y'all and check y'all, what was y'all doing? Because I know him.
Yeah.
And if he can't take care of it, he will call us because he got us on speed dial. You won't get that. You'll get it from a parent that come up and say, well, that was my MF kid and this and that and this and that. So now it throws you back because you're trying to adjust to the conversation now to see how could you talk it down. And some females you just can't talk down because they already tuned up before they got there.
We could spend an hour talking about them crazy mothers because trust me, I've run into them myself, and I can't believe this woman actually drove down the block to my front door to confront me about my son and her 4-year-old. And I told her, I said, first of all, my son's too old to play with your 4-year-old. Yeah. He's 12. Your baby's 4. Why are they having a beef?
Why is a 4-year-old down there or anywhere where 12 years old is?
Exactly.
Anyway.
Exactly. And so as annoying as that little 4-year-old was for my 12-year-old, my son picked him up and just moved him out the way. Yes. Just moved him out the way. You're making me crazy. I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not going to play with you. But you're going to leave me alone now.
Yes.
And so he picked him up and moved him out the way. Well, that promoted his mom to drive down the block, not walk. Okay, drive down the block. And she zipped up to the curb and jumped out. And it was all this. It's like, girl, stop. Yes. Just stop right now. I'm not going to be that for you.
Yes, that's one of those parents that the new wave parent that send their kids to school because they think the teachers are babysitters. Yes. I love the teachers.
I love teachers.
And if they have to teach in a harsh environment and they still come every day, I love them for that because we're not getting enough of it and we should. And for a parent to just drop their kids off, because I had to do a lot of work in schools too. And I didn't know at the charter schools they get paid by the head. So I was actually in there going off. I'm going crazy over somebody else's child.
Yeah.
But I'm going crazy because you have a pack room with 35 kids in there. One teacher, no aide.
Right.
And I'm an in-class dad. My son to tell you, I'm right there. All you have to do is call me once. So you won't have this problem no more because I'll be in that room embarrassing them, sitting in that class right along with them.
Being dad.
And they tend to disrespect the teachers. They already under harsh.
Yes.
They already under harsh. Every time you look at TV, every 6 months they trying to strike to get better conditions. And I fault a lot of parents, especially these new wave parents, because my parents and a lot of parents in my childhood age, they was in school moms and dads, and they didn't have no problem with either taking you to the bathroom there or taking you home and bringing you back. All in all, the attitude is straightened out.
Right.
We don't have that here.
No.
We don't have that. None of our youngsters have that. They're basically being taught from the streets something that we've been trying to keep them away from, but it's easy for them because we pushing them out there.
Yeah.
And a parent...
Well, you know what, too, and I'm going to put that pin in it, too.
Yeah.
Parenting changed when we gave the rights to the kids.
Exactly.
We gave them the 911 social service number to call, say, if you look at me funny, I'm going to be on the telephone turning you in.
Yeah.
You see, and I became the parent that said, call them. Go right ahead. See, because I'm going to whip you before I leave. I'm going to go with him in handcuffs. But when I come back, guess who I'm coming back to? Yeah, it ain't over.
So
it can't be over. If you're the child and I'm responsible for you, you cannot run the show.
The government... They totally disrespected me.
They totally disrespected parents. They totally did.
We can't discipline our kids.
No.
But it's easy for y'all to arrest them and put them in jail.
Oh, yes.
And then diminish us even more.
Yes. Go to jail at 13, 14. Yeah.
Their life is already wrecked right then and there.
Right then.
And it's depending on who they have in their corner when they come home, what type of support groups that's out there for them that you can put them in and they actually love to go to.
Yes.
Because it's
like
not
the Boy Scouts used to be.
Exactly. The YMCA. Places
even
where,
Pop Warner football.
Yeah, they love to get up. You don't have to force them to go. They gonna get up and rush you to get there. We don't have that no more. We don't have a village.
No.
We threw a village away a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, we destroyed it with the internal conflict. That's a better way to say it. We destroyed our own village with the internal conflicts.
Yes.
And that was from an outside horror that was dropped on our poverty.
Yes, it was.
And I like for people to remember that that's the horror that started the dysfunction in our village.
Yes.
Okay?
I never heard it quite explained like that.
But it's
dead on, and it make very much clearly sense.
Yeah. Well, see, you know what that I found? We try to be in denial about that most important part.
Yes.
I don't want to know about crack. Or I don't want to hear about it. But that's what tore our community up.
And it's a part of our life.
Yeah, and you don't want to talk about it. How many family members have been in recovery? How many family members have been harmed by that? How many homes have been destroyed by it?
I could give you one better, because you're looking at one of the persons that was kind of involved in that.
I never did give you a chance to finish telling us your background.
It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna come during the session. We heated right now.
Yeah, we're here right now.
So, if you called me at 15 and 16 years old where I was already messing up, I wouldn't disrespect you, because I have love for my elders. I have total respect for them. But my response would be, get away from me with that.
Yeah.
Get away from me with that, because I was already pushed around the corner at an early age. So I just went with what was given to me at the time, which was a wrong move. But my mama being single, I got a little brother and I got a big sister. So I always talk to my mom, and she always say, no, don't say that. I'm the black sheep. I get all the negativity. Give me your negativity, give me your negativity, give me your negativity. We don't need 3 black sheeps.
Yeah.
I'm one right now. I take everybody because I work out and I got the shoulders for it. So I would man up on everybody's stuff. Even when I was going back and forth to prison, give me all your negativity so I can take it up in there where I can drop it off in the right place where it needs to be with a bunch of miserable people that's still trying to figure it out.
Oh, my God, yes.
So let me take all of that and I can drop that off. So when I come out this last time, I will execute my game plan.
Yeah.
And my game plan is to start over with me.
Yes. Yes. See, that's the gift of recovery.
Yes.
That's the gift of redemption.
Yes.
I want something other than what brought me in this dark hole.
Wow, I mean.
And bless his heart, a few shows, I talked to this young man that served 5 years.
Yes.
And because all my friends, 20, 15, 25, all the men that I know. And I was thinking, well, how nice. He only did 5. He said, no, I was cut. I had the fight.
Yeah.
I had my hand broken. This 5 years was hell.
Yes, it was.
Even if it was just 5 years. And he wanted to emphasize that was hell. And you really don't want to put yourself in that place where you get abused like that.
The cold part about it is it's self-inflicting. I can't blame the people that's up in there already, because they in there for the same reason I'm up in there.
Yeah.
They just have a little more time. They been there longer. They XYZ. They stuck in the system.
Right.
They come home. They go right back 30 days later.
Like the cops tell you, we'll see you when you get back.
Exactly. I'm not going to give y'all that luxury.
They love to say that to you.
I kept saying that and kept saying that. I went 3 times, been in the county several times.
You went 3 times?
Yes, but my last time I sat down and I totally evaluated myself.
Yeah.
It didn't have nothing to do with mothers. It didn't have nothing to do with the outside, because I wasn't outside where I could walk free. All I had to do, I had enough time to evaluate myself.
Yeah.
And I sat up and looked at all the pros and cons of what I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of good. but I'm also doing just enough cons to keep me at a stagnant.
In trouble. Yeah.
So I had to totally evaluate myself, tear myself down. Mm-hmm. I sat when everybody went outside to the yard. I sat up in there, basically had my head in my locker, and a tear dropped because I know this is not me. I'm a good person. That's all I kept saying. I'm a good person. It's not me. But you can't have fun doing wrong and not accept the consequences. So I had to do this with that tear, suck it back up in my eye, and deal with the situation. So now I know if you don't get out and execute your plan, what you're doing right now, you'll be right back. Yeah. So I got out. First thing I tried to establish is a job. I just need a few dollars. I don't need no $15, $16 an hour. Right. I just needed something at that time to put in my pocket to steer me away from saying, I don't have no money. Right. I can't get my kid nothing. Right. I go broke if I have to give my kid everything. I don't have no problem with that. Long as I'm doing my job with my kid. I don't care about walking around broke. Right. I get touched
money
somewhere
ain't
down
everything.
the line. It's not.
Black folks know that better than
exactly.
anybody. And money is not everything. You can go buy that Gucci, but you can't eat it.
No, you can't. It'll last a long time, but you're going to sell it to somebody.
You can't feed your kids with it.
None
you got to sell it
whatsoever.
to pay the rent. You got to sell it to buy food. You know what I mean? See, so we have fallen into a trap.
Yes.
When it comes to labels versus basic necessities.
Exactly.
You see?
And that's where I messed up at.
Well, you know what? You were sold a lie. Okay? As so many of us. See, because my big thing, and I'm going to drop a name, Tommy Hilfiger wouldn't be Tommy if you all didn't show off his underwear. Come on.
I love Tommy.
Okay, you built the brand. Y'all built Nike. Come on. We built these companies.
Flat out said he don't even like dealing with blacks. Jordan said he made the shoes not for black, for whites. I'm like, look, wow, really?
See, we can't even get a job at those companies, but we're ready to throw our precious pennies at their way instead of investing in home ownership.
Yes.
You see, it would be much smarter to, if you're going to buy that Gucci bag, turn it into a down payment on a condo at least.
Exactly.
At least, instead of letting landlords continue to pimp us by paying rent and keeping them in business. You see, and this is what they did to us. They took our common sense when they put us on the detour.
That's what they did. And, you know, and the cold part about it is we have a lot of leaders.
Yeah, we do.
Now, but the leaders that was saying that what's going on now, they said this 30, 40 years ago, and we did not listen to them. And the more I sit back and I start looking at the different people jumping up on the platforms, saying different things about this is what we can do to help our people. They've been doing this forever, long as I've been on this earth. There's always been somebody out here, black, trying to help their people. And what happened? When they get to the point where they get the people to start understanding and listening, they assassinate them.
Yeah.
Or we as a people tear down their character for the benefit of money. And then once they do that, all right, we done with y'all. Now you got everybody, well, what we going to do now?
Well, let me and I don't mean to raise Kanye because I'm not going to talk about Kanye, okay, folks? I'm not going to talk about him. I'm going to talk about Balenciaga, okay? And is that the right name? That's in trouble
it's
today.
It's close enough to it.
Okay, with the child, they have this teddy bear in their ad campaign that's in bondage. He's got one of those S&M balls in his mouth, and he's got on this teddy bear. They got this teddy bear in bondage. They've got this child holding the teddy bear in their ad. It's like, well, what are you advertising here? So they're in trouble right now for the way they're promoting their products. And I'm asking myself, why do African Americans need that brand at all?
Because because I can answer it.
You can't work for that company, but you wear their stuff.
And I can answer it in my way. Is that because I don't believe in wearing only $700-800 shoes I have on my feet. They was animals at one point, and they passed life. They was animals.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna pay no $700-800 for no tennis shoes, no drawers, no shirt. I'd seen a little 7-year-old with some $700 pants on. And he said, that ain't the only pair I got. I got another pair. He had on some of them $700 shoes too. So between his pants and his shoes, I could have went and bought me what they call a little bucket out there and still be riding around.
Well, you know the sad truth of what you just said here. A lot of kids got killed when those Air Jordans first came out, and those starter jackets, Jordan jackets came out. Kids dying because of that mess.
That was doing, and it didn't have nothing to do with colors. It's just starter jacket,
brand,
the Nike Jordan, the Air Forces. Yeah, they hitting them for that. It didn't have nothing to do with color. Yeah, because I know in Watts, we don't trip off of different hats and everything. But I go to a club one time, motorcycle club, and I had a socks hat on.
Okay. You're at the motorcycle club now.
Yeah,
look, there are rules.
I had a socks hat on.
Okay.
And it was, you wear any kind of hat. So outside, I didn't know socks stood for another gang or this and that. So dude politely say, well, you know, we can't have no hats on up in here. Okay. So I was like, all right, Playboy, let me go run to my car, put it back in my car, and come back. So I come back, I walk in there with my brother. He went one way, I went the other. So I'm sitting over there doing what I normally do at the club, enjoying myself. Yeah. But I'm watching everybody walk past me with hats on, and I'm saying to myself, well, damn, why I have to take my hat off? So my brother walked up to me, ran into a couple of dudes he know. He said, man, they was going to get you. I said, for what? Wow. I don't know nobody up in here.
Yeah, really?
He said, they thought you was from 60s. I said, why would they think that? He said, because you had the socks hat on. I said, yeah, don't trip off that. I'm from Chicago.
Okay, because, it's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up, and it's a shame. It's a shame that we're doing that kind of stupid stuff.
Man, it blew me back.
It's blowing me back hearing the story. It's like, come on now.
But one thing I didn't do is leave up out of there because they felt some way. Yeah. One thing about it, I know being involved in gangs is that you know who you're getting into it with. Yeah. And when dude, he must have called up in there or told somebody and sent the word up in there. But if I'm your enemy, what do I look like coming up in y'all club?
Yeah, that's the craziest thing
that's
to do.
That's what I never understand. And every time I tell this story, they look at me like, well, why was you up in there? Man, had I known it was like that, I wouldn't have been there. But I'm not getting into it with nobody up in there.
At this level, we don't play them kind of games.
You can't get me to climb over a gate.
Give me the heads up so I know if I'm in a danger zone. Do me that courtesy and say, sister, you got on the wrong stuff. You shouldn't be up in here with Inglewood Green.
When I got the address, I said, me and my bro used to come down here. Actually, on the other side, it's a shop we used to go to over there. And I said, okay, I can't wear my normal hats that I normally wear. So I'm just
you got to be careful
I'm
with
gonna put a beanie on. They can see right in the car. So if somebody y'all getting into it with, I'm not that person. Right. And I know they're not driving the kind of car that I'm driving. Right. So I said, I'm going to put my beanie on and I'll go over there and see exactly where it's at so I won't be having to roll. But when I rolled back there, where I was calling you from, they was chilling. And there was a lot of them. Okay. So I didn't want to draw their suspicion and get them offhand like, who is that? Because I know that would be the reaction I get. If
you talking about around here tonight?
Yeah, when I was on the other side.
I don't care.
Yeah, I was on the side.
You're in our block, okay? And you have carte blanche and the right to drive through this neighborhood.
Oh, yes, most
and if
definitely.
any hardhead around here acting stupid on the corner, you need to point them out to me so we can go discuss it.
But it wasn't nobody act stupid. It's just what I'm tuned to looking at. When I say there's a bunch of ruffians out here.
Yeah, it is.
So when you say, well, what side you on? Then I was like, it's a cold part about it. It's a shop down on the other end of the alley. It's a small shop.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, I'm sitting right here. There's a gate right here that look like a security gate. You was like, nah.
No, you the wrong.
Are you by across the street from 7-Eleven? And the cold part about it, when I got here, I actually turned into 7-Eleven to pull on Crenshaw.
Oh, no. That's funny. That's funny. But you know what? It's so typical of so many hard corners in our community. I mean, I go to them all the time. As a matter of fact, I tell you, we should go to break. We should go to break, and I'll save that story for after our break. You going to play that music for me, LaRon? You ready? There it is.
Paper Route Empire.
Fight for my life just to maintain. I know some niggas just like me be on the same thing. I'm on the road to riches, I ain't changing lanes. Nigga, life's good, I really can't complain. I had to fight for my life just to maintain. I know some niggas just like me be on the same thing. I'm on the road to riches, I ain't changing lanes. Nigga, life's good, I really can't complain. I had to fight just to keep some money in my pocket. Beefing is a broke sport, tell me what's the logic. I'm the same nigga that asked for they help. They laughed at me, man, I had to do this shit myself. Now they looking at me like I did something wrong. I just take what I've been through and put it in the song. I'm money motivated and the most hated. They looking at me like, damn, he really made it. I got a son and daughter, I don't plan on disappointing. Being broken, disgusted, man, this shit's annoying. They say success turn your friends into enemies. They never was friends, they never had the tendency. I had to fight for my life just to maintain. I know some niggas just like me be on the same thing. I'm on the road to riches, I ain't changing lanes. Nigga, life's good, I really can't complain. I had to fight for my life just to maintain. I know some niggas just like me be on the same thing. I'm on the road to riches, I ain't changing lanes. Nigga, life's good, I really can't complain. These niggas jealous, I can see the look up in their eyes. Everybody ain't happy for me, I realized. Said I was gonna make it, but you niggas doubted. Smoking on this strong help me forget about it. I have no time for stressing, I just receive my blessing. I take the things that I've been through, taught me important lessons. I just keep hustling, depending on no man. I had to do it by myself, you wouldn't understand. I went through the struggle, it taught me how to hustle. I kept it focused right beside my belt.
You know, God sends us the right music for this hour.
Yes, he did.
Plain message from Tupac, living and dying in L.A., living and dying for the money, and this one about having to maintain. It just speaks to so many African-American men that have been through the struggle that both of those touched my heart. And only divine presence brought them to my attention because when the NWA came out, my kids were at that age where they were all in it, and I wasn't. You know, we was ducking bullets. It's like, I'm not listening. So, you know, I missed a lot of quality things. But the beauty is that I caught these messages, and they apply to what we do. So, you know, I'm so happy you're here because we were talking about that relationship, about how important fathers are and how important you are to your own kids. And the sad shame is that not enough of our men get to have the joy of being in their children's lives. And my whole thing for the sisters, and don't get mad at me, if you picked him, and you made that baby, you owe that child 2 parents. Okay, and I'm going to leave it there. See, because I really need to have that conversation with the ladies, okay, not you.
No, but I'll say the same thing because I'm equal opportunity because, like I say, I have a wonderful mama. She did everything she can by herself.
Yes.
Even though I had my pops,
yes,
he instilled a little bit in me.
Yeah.
We wasn't hitting on the same note, but nevertheless, I love him.
Yes, there's that side of it, too.
And my mama, she was every day, Father's Day roll around, my mama get something. Mm-hmm. So my little brother was like, well, why would you give mama something for Father's Day? I said, why wouldn't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though Mother's Day is every day,
Yeah.
Father's Day is extra special when it comes to her because I sat up and watched her sacrifice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sacrifice. And me and my mother, we close. And she always say this to me. She say, I couldn't teach you how to be a man. Good thing I brought people in your life that took on that mantle and you caught on to it real fast.
Yeah.
But what I can't do is teach you how to survive. You'll never be able to fall off once I show you and teach you this. And I've been working with that ever since. And I tell everybody that.
Yeah.
You don't have to, if you get into it with your mother, you still love her at the end of the day. I say, somewhere down the line, you're going to have to go ahead and let that go because you only have one.
And I do need to backtrack because my husband, single mom too, and I'm not trying to badmouth single mothers. They certainly have a double duty, double responsibility,
superstars.
all of it. And most of them, the majority of them are successful.
Yes.
The only problem is puberty.
Yes.
Okay, and the different attitude puberty brings to that precious child you used to just hold close to your heart, and now they get 13, and they want to tell you where they're going.
That part.
And so that's a change for any mother, whether there's a father in the home or not.
Yes.
But the challenge is for that single mother.
Yes.
When you reach your manhood and you tell her, "Well, Mom, I'm grown now. You can't tell me and see, that's the heartbreak and the downside for some of our mothers that have had to bury that child. You know what I mean? He told her, "Look, Mom, I'm going with my friends and you can't stop me." Yes. And it's like, baby, don't go.
To me, that right there, and you hit it right on the head. You just gave, when you say, I'm a man now, you just gave your mother an option.
Yeah.
An option, which all she knows is taking care of you, protecting you, making sure you have everything.
Yeah.
And there's no thank you, mother, for that. Yeah. And where I'm at right now, I'm a man. So you give your mother an option. Now you start acting up, but she wrong for putting you out.
Yeah.
She wrong for asking you to leave, but you're a grown man.
Yeah.
So you should already have it figured out the moment you let that come out your mouth, because that's what my mom going to say to me.
Yeah.
You a man?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to let you go on out there and see if you can do what a man do.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see how hard it is.
Mm-hmm. That's a strong mother. That's a strong mother. That I know mothers that have taken that from their sons and let them, because I can't control him anymore. He done told me what he's going to do. Well, I love him, but he's challenging me in my authority in the roof that I'm paying for, you see. And mothers have been over backwards because of that. That's my child.
Yes.
I'm not going to put him out. He needs to go, but I'm not going to be the...
I know he ain't ready.
I love him. Yeah, he ain't ready, and I love him. He just need a little more drying time.
But he steadily pushing the envelope.
Yes,
and
pushing
then
the
once
envelope.
you back a mother into a corner, that's one of the most dangerous persons on the planet. I don't want to go against no mother that's backed into a corner. Yeah. Because she going to come out that corner. And the son, if you don't recognize the greatness in front of you, you will never learn it.
Yeah. He gets lost at that moment. The minute he tells his mom, I'm a man, you have assumed an adult authority that you're telling her, don't question me. Really, don't question me anymore. I'm grown. I'm going to do my own thing. Well, what choice does she have? What choice? Well, and he's 17. See, we buried 17-year-old hardheads. We buried 18-year-old hardheads too. You see, and what do we get? We get the mother that's grief struck.
Exactly.
What did I do wrong? And she didn't do anything wrong.
And you know, I talk to a lot of mothers like that. And the first thing I tell them is, ask yourself what you did wrong. Because you did everything. You had them. You raised them. Kept clothes on his back, kept food, you kept a roof over his head. You did all these positive things when it comes to your son.
Yes.
What did you do wrong? And she thought about it. She said, I didn't do nothing wrong. But why is he doing me like this? I said, because we have no control of our kids no more. They took that a long time ago.
Yes, they did.
They took that a long time ago. So it's not nothing that you did wrong, because you can walk up to a million mothers and they have the same story you have.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
And once they start shifting away from the mothers, the foundation, the block, because a building can't be built without the block. Mm-hmm. The mother is the block. She's the start of anything getting built on top. Yeah. She's the foundation, everything. Yes. And once you separate yourself from that foundation, now you start drifting off into the street mode. Mm-hmm. Once you drift into street mode, you're either a hustler or you're a gangbanger.
Yeah.
And in this day of time, they got them both together.
Too much stuff on the street. I was going to relay that story about just today and how, I hate to say frustrated, but I certainly am beyond what's a reasonable, acceptable expectation.
Exactly.
Okay? And to continually go out and not all the time, but too often I run into that angry young man. And he's just a walking rage. He's just a walking rage. So any encounter I'm going to have with him is going to go bad. And so sure enough, I spot that face today and I see it. And instead of just going on about my business, I just kind of poked it. Just a little bit. You know,
just
it's like I'm the senior. I'm the woman. Where's the respect for the ladies at least? Okay.
You're supposed to.
Okay. And that young man ended up spitting on my car. And I thought, wow, really? Your hate is that strong for somebody you don't even know. I'm not impacting your life at all. But this is who your spirit is. And I just made the decision that has to be accepted. Yeah. We're not going to save all of them.
No,
we're just not. And he's in that zone that's not looking for saving. He doesn't care about being saved. He's just an angry man. And he's too angry for me to encounter. Too angry. I mean, all the years that we've been doing this and reaching out and standing on corners and, supporting families and stuff, I'm at the age where I'm too old to start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And really, I think the bottom line, he's lucky I didn't hurt him.
I mean,
really.
We all could say that part right there, but it's something that's special. That's why you didn't go that route.
Yeah.
And he's hurting because of him.
Yes.
He'll never point the finger, go in the bathroom, look in the mirror and say it was me.
It was me. No, he won't.
But he'll point out the whole world is a bad place for me.
Angry
and the world got me at this.
Yes.
But you have the same opportunities as everyone else.
Yes.
Ones that's doing good and ones that's doing bad.
Even if he didn't have the same opportunities, it's still his life.
Exactly.
Okay, and how does he want to live it? And the way he's going, it's going to be short term.
Yes.
See, because he's going to run into the wrong person. He's going to
spit on their car. Hopefully they
going to have
hurt
that
his
confrontation.
ankle. I don't wish nothing bad on nobody. So I'm going to say hurt his ankle so he can recover from it.
Yeah.
And hopefully you learn something. But it's just like,
I don't think he'll learn anything from it. See, that's the sad side of this.
Yeah.
He's going to meet that confrontation.
Yes.
Instead of meeting a better path.
Yes.
That's what the sad reality for him is. Where is his alternative? Where are you headed, brother, that's going to be better for you than who you are right now at this moment?
He haven't figured that out.
He sure has.
And the reason why I use that term about I don't say nothing bad is because I had a partner stay a couple of doors down from me. Him and his girlfriend get into it all the time. I wish you die this, I wish you die that. Just so happened this day, guys came up in there and they shot him. So she doing all this hooping and hollering and all they shot my dad, my baby daddy, all this, my dude, all this. But I'm looking at her like, but this is what you were saying you wanted. So instead of just saying, well, I hope he sprained his ankle, or if he out here doing a lot of felonious stuff, go to jail, come back a better person. I don't ever wish that he gonna run into what I know he gonna run into. I'm hoping he don't.
Yeah, we don't wish that, but we know it's coming.
We know it's coming. So I don't want you to run into a person. I don't want to karma that up and it happens. Because then I'm going to feel some type of way that, man, I tried to talk to him. I tried to do everything. And I tried to point him in a direction. I know he's not going to go in the direction. But if he go to jail, he can always say, well, somebody tried to help me. I'm up in here. You can't do that once somebody kill you.
No.
You can't do it at all.
There ain't no coming back from murder.
No coming back.
Not for the murderer or the victim. There ain't no coming back from that. No.
Because the same way the dude told you, I went up in there for 5 years, I'm up in there fighting and doing all this. You finna go up in there for a long time, so you finna be doing all that. And guess what? It ain't gonna be your people all the time that you're gonna be going up against.
Right.
So you have to figure that part out. There's plenty of people out here can help you and point you in the right direction. But at the end of the day, you don't want to have to take the initial steps. They just there. They've been put in your path to help you out. If you can't figure it out, there's plenty of people out here you can walk up, knock on their door, or knock on any place that you feel there's a positive vibe coming from. Man, look, I'm having a messed up day. I feel like I'm ready to do something to somebody.
Yes.
1 out of 15 people, somebody is finna say, man, let me holler at you.
I wish somebody would holler at him because he looked like such a lost soul. Ain't got no anchor. Ain't got no friend. He probably was
one of those ones that once you turn on your mama, you don't have none of that.
You ain't got nothing. And he looked like one of them lost souls.
So you turned on your mama, which your mama will, I don't care, she could rob a bank in front of her.
But let's be fair, too. Maybe his mom is passed. You know, he could be Kanye. Mom dead, and I'm lost in this ugly world.
Now, that's when to go back on what you said, that's where the father come in at.
Yeah, but see, in fairness, as you said, your dad wasn't present. Yes. Okay, and a lot of our men, unfortunately, have failed that job because, you know, you have to go back to the implantation of that slave mentality. You're here to make product, not play daddy.
That part.
We don't care about you being no father.
Just
You're
make
not
us some
here
good
to
workers.
teach these kids. You're here to teach them to pick cotton and put them up on the auction block. That's all your job is.
Yes.
So, Bud, get busy and make me some product.
Yeah, man.
So when the emancipation came, the first family was a sharecropper.
Yes.
He's the one that brought his family to the table. What did the other bucks do? They went out and tried to live in the world as free men, but irresponsible when it came to families.
Yes.
You see, it's a generational curse with our men.
I'm going to go to Chicago and I'm going to make some money and I'm going to send back for y'all.
Yeah. But in fairness, I'm not talking about that guy that I'm going to send for y'all because that's the guy that had the good intentions. I'm talking about the lost men that really didn't know that they were supposed to be a part of a family.
Yes.
Okay? And then you come along with the welfare that kicked you out of the family. You see? So the black community has been trying to establish a family since we was freed from slavery. And even that sharecropper didn't get no peace of mind because that guy down the road that thought, well, if you got a mule and I don't, then you don't deserve to live. You see? So we've been through all of this. And the casualty has always been you.
Yes.
The casualty in our story has always been the black man.
Yeah.
And so it's time for us to come out of that foolishness that's been heaped on you, from assimilation. See, when we were separate, you were still viable.
Yeah.
But once we commingled,
you're a threat.
You're a threat. Okay. And what did we want to do? We wanted to be a part of their thing.
Yeah.
And what has their thing done for us except set up competition and division and,
and make new laws for us.
Yeah, I got to have that label. I don't need you. I need that label.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everything you said is dead on. Is dead on. And
because I really need to try to pinpoint this, see, because I believe that your public image has been tarnished so badly. I discussed it with a professor. He wears a 3-piece suit till he gets in that elevator with that other woman, and she gonna clutch her purse.
Yeah.
Okay? You see, we have to work on that image that has made you the villain for the whole country.
Okay. With that right there, again, I have to start with myself. I have to become a better, well-rounded person. And with the things
I think that's so unfair.
Yeah, I have to start with myself because...
But there's nothing wrong with yourself now.
It's not.
And you sitting here telling me you got to get to be a better person.
Yes, I have to be.
When I told you, Ed, that smile in you was all the spirit I needed to see.
But I have to say this because if I'm not a complete person that I'm expected to be or my people expect me to be, I cannot lift nobody up if I'm half-assed.
Yeah.
So if I'm out there trying to help, I'm 10 toes down and all of that. Yeah. I'm ready to put it on the line for my people. And the reason why I say I have to start with myself is because a lot of the stuff that's going on, I'm not going to say the 40s and 50s and the 60s. I'm a 70s baby. But where I was able to comprehend different things is where I'm starting to turn the corner to make things right within myself. And when I say I have to be a real-rounded person again, is that if I have glitches in what I'm trying to put out there and promote and help another person, it won't work. And we have a lot of men, we have a lot of women. We have a lot of women that stepped in men's shoes to make it work. Yeah. So we had a lot of things that was going for us that we never followed through on. And I'm going to use you as a person such as yourself. You get out here and you'll do 1 million things right. And it might be 2 million odd people don't even like you for doing what's right.
That one to spit on my car.
Yeah, we don't, us as a people, we don't greet each other.
Yeah.
We don't laugh and joke with each other.
Yeah.
We don't call each other family. Yeah. The things that made us our identity as a people, we totally got away from it. Everything you said, like I say, was dead on with what's being promoted, what we're accepting, what we're giving.
Yes.
And we are willing to accept all these bad things to turn on our people.
Yes. See, that's the part that amazes me. That's what assimilation gave us.
Yeah.
Division in our own village.
Yes.
Trying to fit in their arena.
And we're not.
We're still not welcome. We're still not welcome in their arena. Okay. And you know, it's like Dr. King said, the last most important thing he said, I fear I've led my people into a burning building. Okay, and when you look at this last president they gave us, it's a burning building for sure. Really. And when you look at this new Twitter thing that's going on.
I don't even know how to use it. So I don't have one.
It's ego-driven. Yeah. It's ego-driven and it's money-driven.
Oh, most definitely.
On a level that's got nothing to do with us.
None whatsoever. Because if you start Twitter, they going to know how to buy it off you, manufacture it, and move on.
Yeah.
50 Cent, use him as a prime example.
Oh, yeah.
You bought the bottled water, something they probably turned down 1 million times. And they turned around, once you made it popular, they offer you, they gave you $40 million for it, which they'd have made that $40 million back plus.
Oh, heck yeah.
When you could have just been keep running your thing, but I didn't know Coca-Cola was over that. So just going back to the Balenciaga. Just going back, just like the Balenciaga.
Yes.
He had our people promote his product. Now it's a problem. And that's what I didn't understand about the dude in the Balenciaga. Everybody burning their stuff. Yeah. But when he was with them, y'all was good.
Yeah, it was good.
When he was making all this money for Adidas,
Yeah.
y'all was buying this product and y'all still buying this product.
Yeah.
But now he shoot something out there that's not quite with the people he's working with. Now he want everybody to start burning their Balenciagos and all this other stuff, their Adidas and all this. But dude, you help promote that.
Yes. Well, see, that's why I leave Kanye alone, because he's on a ledge, as you mentioned, since his mother died. And the truth is that wife became a foundation that he had expectations of some security. Okay? Especially now, we're married, we got kids. My kids are my anchor. Because I'm a crazy guy, and I can fly off there today and over there tomorrow. Matter of fact, 5 minutes now, I can fly off over here. See, so I'm a guy that needs an anchor, a reliable anchor in my life. I lost my mother, but I got these kids. Now I got this wife that don't need me anymore. Okay. That's all right. Marriages fail. But what about my children? And when he bought the house next door across the street or whatever it was, everybody called him a stalker, not a father. They called him a stalker. Okay, when it was a brilliant idea to live right next door to your kids where they can come over the hedge, come through the gate, and see you anytime they want to. And mom's right next door. They can go back home when she says, hey, come.
And I'm still part of that big old house y'all living in too.
You mean the house I may have paid for?
That part.
Or help paid for.
So, yeah.
You know, we did this together.
Exactly.
We built this name and brand together.
Me and my girlfriend, we didn't go back and forth on it. It was a little debate. And she was like, I was telling her about what Kanye said about, well, she took my kids and disappeared. Yeah. I said, well, he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
And it ain't too many circles she can go run behind and hide. He's a billionaire. He knows exactly where she at.
But the point is the effort to hide his kids. It's not hiding the kids. It's the fact that you're trying to hide the kids.
But
I can find you, but why should I have to? They're my kids too. Exactly. We made them together. Why you want to lock me out? See, that's the story of a father that doesn't get heard. Why you want to kick me out of my children's life? You see,
that one right there, you said it earlier in the cast, that he thought he had something that he can build with. You built with financially, but you didn't build family-wise.
No.
Because the moment the despair happened, now we finna use the kids in the middle. So what I told my girlfriend, I say, look, I fought for my daughter and I got her. I won.
Yes.
I said, I'm not no daddy that's going to take a threat from a female.
Okay.
Because if I have to make a threat, I ain't going to say I'm going to harm you anyway, but I'm going to make it very hard for the courts to deny me
You've been
of
a
my
father
kids.
that had to fight for your rights.
So I'm going to fight. So me and my brother went back and forth. He from Minnesota. He was telling me about the laws. I said, man, I'm going to tell you like this. If you're a father, it's nothing on God's green earth going to stop you from seeing your kids.
That's right.
Let's get that out the way right now.
Nothing can stop him but him.
Exactly. Yeah. So he tell me about his situation. He say, well, I didn't have that problem. I just went and got mine. I said, well, she could have called the police on you by the way you went. Yeah. But she have no more right than you do. Right. You just have to do it the right way.
Yeah,
we don't fight for our kids, so most of our kids end up in the house with their mother. And guess what we do? I don't like her, so I ain't going to be wasting my time with my kid like that.
Well, you know, anger changes everything. Yes. It just changes everything, and I'm so sorry because we out of time.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
No, it ain't. That went by so fast, though, huh?
Well, we was doing a lot of talking, and there was a lot of stuff that we touched on that was right.
Yeah.
You know, so the time when it's right, the time will go fast. Now, we sitting up here waiting for some food to come, we're going to be still sitting there like this.
Still sitting there.
Waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah.
But when it's good.
This is fuel soul food right here.
Oh, yes. When it's good, it's
feeding
good.
souls.
You know, and the cold part about it, I didn't even know how this was going to turn out.
See?
I don't know if I was going to ball up under pressure or anything. But we're talking about things that I like to talk about.
Real stuff.
And I can talk
important
about
to
all
us
day.
as a people. You know, we're not here playing with anybody. We talking
None whatsoever.
our conversation is the difference between life and death.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And as we're sitting here, somebody very well could be pulling their last breath.
That part.
That's a life that we have experienced that brings us here in common.
Yes.
So I ain't apologizing.
Say this to the camera.
I'm saying thank you.
People, our people, any race, color, bring back a village.
Yes.
We didn't go wrong with the village. All we could do is make it better.
That's right.
When we ignore it, this is what we left with.
That's right.
Burying our kids.
That's right.
And I felt mom should bury me before I bury her or my son or any one of my kids. So we have to get back to the village.
Yes.
And bring that. And if we have to push it hard as we can, let's push it hard as we can, because we the one losing out here.
You ain't wrong about that. So look, our advocacy is bring back the head nod.
Yes.
That's all you got to do is give me a head nod. I ain't asking you for money. I'm not
None of that.
asking you for a key to move in. It's just a simple courtesy that black folks used to share.
Make me want to love you again.
Yeah, just acknowledge
Make me
each
want to love
other.
you again.
Yeah.
That's really a lot of what we do is what we ask. Let's start loving again.
Yes. Let's act like
let's love again.
Yes. I ain't your enemy.
None whatsoever.
I'm not. So, I thank you. I want to thank you for
having
coming
me
here. Really.
And like I say, at first I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
Because this is my second time in front of the camera.
You know, for real, it don't matter. We sit here like we're in the living room, and we're in your living room tonight. So I hope you appreciate that we was trying to be good company and good house guests. So we are out of time and a couple of minutes over, and you know it's been a blessing to share this moment with you. It really has. And because we want our people to be blessed, we deserve a blessing, and so. You know, I'm praying for you as I pray that you're praying for me, praying for us,
definitely.
Praying for our precious studio here, because we need to support the black businesses, the few that we have in the community. And this is our effort to support one right in our own community, too. So God bless you, community family, and thank you for coming. And
thank you.
We'll be back in 2 weeks with our last show. So I'm going to leave you with that note.
Oh, man.
Do a song for LA.
Oh.
Straight up. Just go out to LA. The new anthem. California Love Part 2. One time. To live and die in LA. West side. West side. West side. To live and die in LA, where everybody try to fatten their pocket. So many hustle for the cash, so it's hard to knock it. Everybody got their own thing, currency chasing worldwide through the hard.